Global.
Yo, what's good? What's good? For the people who don't know what's going on, man, go ahead and introduce yourself.
How you doing? I go by the name Black Ceasar. I'm a poet out here in the city of Dallas. I own a nonprofit. I'm also an activist. I do a little bit of everything, but I go by the name Black Ceasar.
Sure. Now, bro, I first found out about you. We did a post on the page looking for poets, and bro, it was such a encore people just tagging you. Like, bro, it was so many people tagging your name. I had to go check you out. And when I actually listened to your poem, like, man, this dude is dope. Like, you really dope. So, how did you get your start in poetry?
Man, poetry really found me. I always say poetry saved me, and just because poetry found me at a very, very dark time in my life. I used to play football, so growing up, I always wrote, always did, a little bit of snap. But like after I graduated, I found myself in a spot like a lot of people. Depression has hit me, and I didn't know how to combat that. So I started writing. I just wrote every day. Every day I write about the clouds. I write about God, write about love, write about sex. Just write. And then when my cousin passed away, the depression hit harder. But it's just like, damn. Now I feel like I really need to get out and just share my story. So, and I just found like, damn, poetry it's all encompassing, something that everybody can relate to, and it's something that you can, anybody can write a poem about anything, and it don't gotta rhyme, and, it just needs to be feeling, you need to have your emotion behind it. So, like I said, it just found me at a dark time, but it definitely brought me to a much better place now.
So now you spoke on a little bit of like depression. I feel like in the black community, we really don't speak on depression. It's kind of like get over it and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So how did you really figure out you was depressed, and like how did it affect you mentally in your life at the time?
Man, so like playing football, I had so many ups and downs, and so but everything was structured. Every day for me was structured, it was laid out. I knew what to expect. So when I graduated and I'm just out in the world, and it was like, here's your job, here's your apartment, here's your keys, go. And I didn't have that structure, didn't have my brothers, my camaraderie. I just noticed that my morale, I wasn't happy, I didn't feel fulfilled because I wasn't doing something that I loved. I was, working at State Farm selling insurance. So I was just in a dark place, and even my relationship with God started to really waver. I got my family, I come from a very strong family, so they're always telling you to be in touch with your emotions, just understand who you are, and if you're not feeling good, go take a moment. So I had to kind of step out my skin. I'm just like, damn, what's gonna make me happy? And I was nervous as hell, but then I went to Black Canvas, shout out Dallas Black Canvas, and I performed for the first time, and I was shaking like a stripper at church, man. I was holding on to the microphone. People thought I was going to do an R&B or something, but just sharing my story, man, it really, like I said, it gave me something to live for, and it literally, it fulfilled me, and just seeing how people were reacting to my poems, some things that I thought that only I was feeling, seeing how people were like, man, I needed to hear that. You don't know how much I needed to hear that. It really inspired me to start wanting to do more, to share more.
Sure, that's what's up, bro, because I don't know my background, bro. I really don't know too many black poets. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen you doing that, bro, I was like, damn, this is dope, because this is not something you genuinely see every day. And as I scroll through your page, you really do poetry. You know what I'm saying? You really into it. So how did you? So you always just tap into your feelings like that,
Yeah, man. And it's been something that's crazy. I've always been a very my partners or anybody that knows me was Sagittarius. So I've always been a very passionate person. Yeah, okay. November 30th, 92, man.
29, bro. Okay,
yeah, so we locked in for real. See, and so I've always been a very passionate individual, and I've always had the gift of gab. I've always had a lot to say. So whenever I started, just really kind of sitting down and focusing, just on situational, issues, just kind of like me breaking up with somebody, just kind of breaking it down. So I went from me breaking down situations to me addressing my emotions, to me just addressing life in general, and just seeing damn, maybe I fucked up, you know what I mean? Whether it be business, whether it be friendship, whether it be anything, it just, the poetry was it really set me down and gave me such a much broader perspective.
Sure. Now, we gotta talk about the zodiac a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Women, in my experience, being a Sagittarius, when I tell a woman I'm a Sagittarius, she automatically call me a red flag.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially doing the poetry, man. You know, it comes with that persona. You know, and you know, just me. I know I'm a handsome guy, so thank God. You know what I mean? You know, so I understand my position. So, you know, I try not to abuse my power, but at the same time, my emotion and just like the passion I have, whether it be in the bed, whether it be intimate, like you know, like physically, or whether it be just me pouring my heart to a woman. I like to think that Sagittarius energy has a lot to do with it. You know, just that fire sign, you know, because when I'm on stage, you know, my energy is emphatic and people can feel it, you know, and it's like you can feel, it's like there's two types of poems, those poems that pour life into the room, and those poems that take life out, and whenever you're pouring into people, you know, you can really feel it. So
it is a lot of control, bro.
Yeah.
Now, how do you keep your energy pure?
A lot of meditation, a lot of prayer. I read a lot, man. I'm real big into just reading and just understanding just different cultures, understanding, you know, of course, watch like sociology, God. I used to be a history major in college. So just understanding, you know, how people have put themselves into negative situations, understanding, you know, just kind of learning from afar, you know, and just allowing all these things to cultivate just me being balanced, you know, all the way throughout. So just working out, making sure I'm praying, making sure I'm meditating, just allowing myself, you know, allowing myself time to just understand situations, you know, so I can navigate them. But that energy on stage, man, you know, a lot of poets, you know, you don't come across poets that use their power for evil. You know, I say evil, but you know.
I was gonna ask you, like, you get a lot of bitches with the poetry, man. I don't know if in a relationship, if being in a relationship, my bad.
Oh man.
But I know women are, I don't want to say women are weak, but in the mind, like I feel like if you talk good enough to a woman, you know what I'm saying, she'll like really just fall into it. And I see it a lot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I know with great power comes great responsibility.
It does, man. It does, and you kind of got to know. You got to know how to have a balance, because you know you do have those supporters, and you kind of you have to know your fan base. I know a lot of women support me, and that's why I do poems empowering women. I do a poem about sex, I do a poem about heartbreak, anything, but just understanding your position and not, you know what I mean, not abusing that. But I think with women in poetry, it becomes that sapiosexual energy, you know, that mind fuck type energy, because it's different. Guys, gentlemen, men in this new age, we don't, not we, but just gentlemen, you know, that whole conversational piece, you know, chivalry. Guys don't know how to talk to women no more. Just even on a simple conversation, sometimes I talk to women with no intention on even trying to get with her. I just, you know, just want to just make sure, you know, there's one, make sure she knows she's beautiful. Two, you know, you kind of want to make sure you stay sharp and shit like that. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't always have to be a sexual situation, you know. And like women just want to know, like, shit, like I can be interested. He wants more than just my body, you know, and he can break me down in those areas.
How important should it be for men to get back to that? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of broken women out here, bro.
Keys, man. I think it's pivotal, especially just we as black men, just one, you know, just reestablishing ourselves as gentlemen, you know, and then just reestablishing the black woman and giving her space in this world that she deserves, man. I think just me, I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. I got 3 sisters and a mama, and I'm very, very big on respecting women. Not saying I'm perfect, but I think that is key, and I think that black men have really stepped away from that chivalrous role. Now, you got some good brothers out there. Don't get it misconstrued at all. There are some good black men out there, and I do salute y'all, but we do got to do a little bit better. But black women do got to do better at uplifting us kings too, because it's a, you know, it's a balance.
It's me personally, I say I treat you how you act. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's women, there's some real women out here, and then there's some hoes out here. Keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how do you dictate? Like, okay, let's say a woman is not just upholding herself to woman's standards, should we still treat them as a queen?
I mean, so that's when it becomes a slippery slope, because one, if you know that a woman is not upholding herself as a lady and doing the things that she needs to be doing to be approached as a lady and respected as a lady, then maybe you shouldn't be dealing with her in the first place. But some, you know, I mean, that's just me. If I know a lady has been busy, if I know she's been around the town, like, that's not the type of woman I want. I'm a very selfish man, so I want something that's all for me. But I think that, you know, if a woman, one, is not holding herself up to that standard, she should kind of, you know, look at her history, kind of think about that mental aspect, you know, her self-esteem, and just, you know, understand her place in the world. But two, I just don't think that it's it's healthy, you know, for anybody to be frivolous with themselves. So if you're a queen, treat yourself as a queen. But if you're not a queen and people treat you as presented, you can't be upset with that either. You know, and that go for anybody, kings too. So if you're a hoe ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So, you know, I think it's very big. I think presentation and representation is key. So, like, you should present yourself as you'd like to be treated at the end of the day, regardless.
For sure. Now, bro, you got your book. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Man, Lend Me Your Ears, Lend Me Your Ears. I wrote this book during the pandemic. I call it my pandemic baby, man. I'm very proud of it. Released it on Amazon, released it on all platforms. I'm an author. It was just something I poured my heart and soul to. I found myself once again in the pandemic just isolated. And I was just in the crib, you know, we couldn't go nowhere, you know, having to order everything online and stuff. So I was just like, damn, what am I going to do? So I just started writing again. And I found myself just writing in order to get myself out. I'm like, damn, I put 75 poems in here, and at first I had like 100. I'm just like, Jesus, you know.
So it's all poems?
It's all poems. It's a book of poetry. So 75 poems is ranging from life, love, the political aspect, growing up black, you know, just kind of like that adolescent phase, you know, and then also just really finding myself as a man. And this is something I'm very proud of, man. I think it's something that's all encompassing. I think that anybody who picks this up, no matter what walk of life you're in, no matter what color you are, you can really feel it. And that's why I say lend me your ears. You know, if you see God kind of handing David his gift, you know, this is biblical. And then in order for me to share my gift with you, I need you to lend me your ears, you know. And so that's why I wrote that. Yeah, so I appreciate that.
For sure, bro. Now, man, I've been following your movement for a minute now, bro. And like I said, you've definitely been doing your thing. And I feel like at me as the media, especially black media, I need to shed light on what you got going on.
Yeah.
So, as far as just like, what do you? I know you pay attention to the blogs and media as well too. What do you feel like we could be doing more to, you know what I'm saying, shine light on just some dope stuff that's in the city?
Man, there are crazy events. There's crazy talent out here in the city of Dallas, man. And that means it goes from poets, singers, man. You got young business people out here going crazy, man. And it's a wealth of talent. I like to say that we are in a black renaissance. You know what I mean? We're in a black renaissance, like the roaring 20s in this bitch. So, I think that we need to emphasize just because I think rap is beautiful, but I think that Dallas has so much more to offer, you know, than just a rap. And there's so many levels of talent. I think one uplifting those areas that are lacking. You know, poetry, I like to think is like it's something that can get you into any room, you know, with politicians. It can get you, you know, of course, with clergymen, you know, people who are, you know, in the church and things like that. And so it's kind of like that rap caviar, you know, and it allows you to, you know, to go places that you wouldn't be able to go doing anything else. So I think just empowering the art, understanding that there is a lot of art, and then, you know, just being willing to reach out, you know, reach out and say, hey, like, we dig what you're doing, come to our platform, because that's all anybody needs, a platform. I'm hosting a show now in Deep Ellum, a pop-up DFW called Spitfire Poetry. I started it in my living room. We used to do it once a month in my living room, bring out some singers, you know, we have some other poets, and we just have wine and just be doing poetry in the crib. And now I'm hosting this every week, man, and it's just been manifestation, but it didn't come without like a community. So like the community of R&B out here, the community of just comedians, the poets, you know, and the rappers too. I have a lot of good rap buddies, so it's just more community. Dallas needs more community from everybody, but the blogs just show some more love, man. That's it.
Sure. Now, shit, bro. I definitely support what you got going. Now, you said this is your very first book.
Yeah.
When will we receive another one, or like, you know what I'm saying? Is that in the works, or?
So right now I'm wanting to push this book because it hasn't been a year yet. So I want to push at least a year and a half. But I do have 2 books in the works right now. I'm working on another poetry book, but it'll be a little bit more set up as like a storyline, so it'll go from story to poetry, just give you a little bit more dynamic. And I'm working on a children's book too, something for the young kings. So just be looking out for that for sure.
Sure. Have you ever tried acting, bro?
I do acting, man. I act. I do commercials too. I write films, so I do a little bit of everything, man. I've been tapped in. I've had a couple films that have won awards. I have a short film right now that's being viewed in London and in Africa. It's called Project Love Us. We had a short viewing of it. We're going to be releasing it, I believe, on Amazon Prime, but we're still trying to get that figured out. But I do a little bit of acting. I actually just did something with the city of Dallas County, so I'm trying to expand that repertoire too. Yeah.
Nah, for sure, bro. Now I feel like you're very well spoken, black man, bro. Like we need more of that, bro. Like we need more of, you know, we want to see people who look like us that's actually doing something and, you know, kind of model behind that. Because I feel like it's a lot of bad role models out here, bro. Like, and a lot of people don't actually have role models. So the more black people you see being successful, the more it kind of motivates you, in my opinion. Because I see that shit and I get motivated, bro. Like, damn, they really doing it. They my skin color, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely need more of that.
It's key.
Man, shit, bro. I appreciate you coming out today, man. Telling people where they can follow and find you. We definitely gonna stay in contact. But shit, let the people focus. And let the folks know where they can follow and find you.
Man, it's Black Ceasar. Y'all can follow me on all social media platforms. It's Black CEASAR_. Again, this is my book, Lend Me Your Ears. You can get the audio book as well. It's available iTunes, it's on Tidal, it's on Spotify. We got an EP dropping in February, all poetry. Y'all gonna love it, man. Once again, I appreciate you, Terry Blue, man. Much love.
Sure.